If it was just a clean, I would be second. So
yeah, he would. Of course, that's how we start off.
I'm not touching Gabe, man.
The future of WODprep is John finishing second in a workout for everyone watching. What's up? Good afternoon. This is the latest. I think this is the latest show we've ever done. I feel like
it's about to be my bedtime.
Good night. I know. I think this is the latest show we've ever done.
It's 7 in the afternoon.
How are you guys?
Good. Are you good? I'm tired. I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired. I just got done coaching. I did the back-to-back on the TFX workout this afternoon.
So was that a test? Like, did you test one of the workouts?
Yeah, there's a back-to-back one.
What is it? Do you remember?
I'm going to tell you.
Oreos before he gets to that.
It's 1 to 7 bar muscle ups, sandbag clean, sandbag squat.
Oh, what's the weight on the sandbag?
150, and then 8-minute time cap.
Ooh, that's
rest 4 minutes, and then 3 rounds for time. 30 cal bike, 15, 12, 9 burpees over a barrier. The barrier is only 10 inches, so it's just like a block, like a ballistic block. But 15, 12, 9 in the burpees, 30 cals in the bike, 3 rounds for time. That one is also an 8-minute cap. And I got capped on both of them.
TFX loves those like double workouts. I feel like they do them like every year.
They do them every year, yeah.
That's Bryce's thing.
I'm mostly going there to coach. I got like 6 girls doing it.
Have you ever coached and competed? I assume you have.
No, it's the first time I've done both of them.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. You're not going to coach much. It's not.
Oh, fun. No, I'm mostly listen. After testing these workouts, I'm like, I'm so screwed, man. I don't care like about how I do at all. Obviously I'm going to do my best, but I don't think it's going to be great. So like, I'm just going to do what I do, and then I'll coach the girls, and hopefully everybody has a good time. But in training, or like I did the bike one, just the bike one, and without the other one first, and I was 757. So I was like, cool. So after the sandbag one, this is not gonna feel great, and it's a nasty combo. Like y'all should try it. Like it's a pretty nasty. Like it's not what you think it's gonna be. It feels so much longer than.
Well, cleans in the sandbag squat sucks. That's terrible. And
I know CJ's would die on that one, but
hey,
Nelson,
you
should do it, Nelson, because you would feel the right thing.
Just to be clear, ever since that workout, pre-recent health scare, I've been doing a ton of sandbag cleans. And like did I tell you I redid that workout and got almost double the rounds? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we're on the right path.
But every time we talk about sandbags, like you're scared of a certain weight. Like you always like, you're just not good at sandbags. It's okay.
No, I'm not. It's all right.
It's okay. Like you're small.
I'm a little guy. It's all right. All right. Like, on that note,
you should try the workout though, dude. It's nasty.
I will.
You want to know my score? I'll tell you, because it's bad enough for me to tell you.
Cap plus 32.
I was 6 plus 4, so like on the 7th round, 7th into the muscle ups, yeah. And then
8 minutes?
And then I was I finished the cows in the 3rd round, so it was 9 burpees away from finishing that.
The hardest thing for me would be the squats. They just eat you up, especially after sandbags.
That's the easiest part for me. I mean, it's just a grind. It's just a grindy feeling. Yeah. Typically I'm good at those, but I'm much better with a barbell and a grindy workout than like a grindy workout where like stuff is hard enough, people can't go fast. A barbell, like I'm like top tier. Like I think I could beat a lot of people. Like if it's a grindy workout, the weight's like 275 clean and jerk. So like you just can't go very fast, right?
Right.
Mixed with ring muscle or just whatever, just not a fast workout. But a sandbag, I'm not near as good. There are people better. Like I feel like I should be better at it than I am.
It's an awkward movement. Nelson, what you have TFX coming up, or not TFX, Fittest to the Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah. Excited about that. You saw the workouts?
Yeah, I tested one of the team ones today. It's gross and like super confusing, but
What? Hey,
it's a good
take
test.
off your headphones. Disconnect them. They're going like, just go no headphones. Now you're muted.
I did one of the
There we
team
go.
today, and it's gross and like confusing, but I like it. Like it's a good written test. And yeah, they're fun. It runs really late though. Like goes to like 7 p.m. on some days. But I like the way that they've organized. Like they're having podium events like before like the end of the day for like things because it's similar to like Palooza. It's like 2 days individual, 2 days team.
Got it.
So yeah, I like most of the workouts.
Cool. Cool. All right. So in this show, what we're going to chat about is just a little recap of the weekend, maybe like a big recap of the weekend. And then there's been kind of like a decent amount of news that's come out about next year. And I really want to talk about that and get y'all's thoughts on timing, the money coming in, when it's going to be. And yeah. And so, all right. So let's start with team, since that was what was last and probably least entertaining. I didn't watch any of it. Like not a bit. Like none.
I was super excited the whole time. I thought team was like the greatest the greatest I've ever seen in my life. I was thoroughly entertained.
So it was, if you just look at the numbers, it was an amazing race. Like
Yeah.
it couldn't have been a better race across the board for both elite men and women. So why was it so boring? That's my question.
I think the workouts weren't super viewer friendly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
General anyways.
the layout was very not user friendly. Like the overhead squats, like there's no advancing, and then I think the production is rough, right? And we don't have to harp on the production, but the production was rough. Chase and Bill were great. I thought they were trying. Chase was trying so hard.
I mean, in the moment, it like the races were all good. There was no blowouts, really, right? And so I think it's there. So my thought is I think we've gotten to this point where it's clear the athletes use team, especially at WODapalooza, as a fun exhibition style event. And so because they think of it that way, it's not super entertaining for the fans to get into it, right? Like because the athletes are just there to have a good time, which is fine. That's like what there's still money on the line. They can, they do whatever. But I feel like if they just wrote the workouts to really just show off how fit they were and not try to just test the fittest, because we understand that testing the fittest and putting on a show are usually not super linear, right? Like they're not that correlated all the time. And so I think they could restructure it to where it's just there as an exhibition and fun. And like, let's see how crazy, these athletes can get. And, and it's like test, things like max muscle ups or like max unbroken handstand walks, like as a team, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like there could be like things. It's like, oh, wow, I can't believe that they can physically do that. But it's like, oh, here's teamwork and here's this stuff. And I don't know. It just doesn't seem.
A rumor on the street is they're going to try to float towards that way.
Good. But then and I feel like we were texting. I think the direction for team in the actual CrossFit games, right? I think they completely take away the super team, and that goes truly back to a true affiliate. And then they have this exhibition weekend, right? Sort of like the Invitational, maybe a couple more teams, a bigger team. You choose captains every year, or, your top 6 athletes in the world are captains, and there's 6 teams, and they just, it's team of 10 or whatever it is, right? And then they choose and whatever. Sort of like the Tier Cup. And I think that would just be more entertaining because Tier Cup was pretty entertaining.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is it seems like that's kind of what they're doing with that, So I wonder if that's if they're just going to be like, that's what we're keeping for that to help grow SoCal, and then still keep kind of this format. But I don't know. I feel like you can change, like you said, the structure of the workouts without like compromising the fact that it's like still team. Because I mean, some of them were just kind of like still individual workouts that were just kind of like team bias, which isn't necessarily like a bad thing. Like kind of with like the race to the top one. But I don't know. I feel like it would be cool to like get more team implements there. I mean, CJ, I still like harp on your idea of like the subbing in and out. I mean, kind of like grid. Like I think that would be really cool to like strategically place people for certain teams, make the teams bigger.
I think they should have like a pool of 30 people, but only have teams of 10 people, and then have a captain and have a live draft. Just like
make it a team.
All-star weekend.
Just like backyard football, or like literally, and like you can stream the live draft, right? And then it's just 1 and 2 from the games. Those are your captains, right? You know, or like a girl captain and a guy captain, or whatever. And then your first pick has to be a girl or a guy, and then you can go wherever you want. The workouts have to be announced before. So, like, if there's a hard machine, if it's machine bias, you know, you have Hopper now and get drafted first. If it's a gymnastic bias, like you're going to have Victor Hoffer, right? But like, and then have a live draft, and then the 10 people who don't get picked, better luck next year.
Right.
Like, and it's fine, but you have a no. That's what I'm saying.
Or like let them be their own team, and then see if they
teams
can
of 10.
turn around and,
you have the leftovers. That is it. You have a pool of 30. You have the two teams, and then you have the leftovers.
I just keep thinking of something like the Ryder Cup. Right? There's no money. It's just for the love of the sport. CrossFit pays for them to come out. They don't pay them. Right? You know what I mean? Like they're not going to make money. They're going to come out and they're going to win for something. Right. And so this is where I think like a geographical team is important. So like what the Tier Cup is doing, I think is a really good idea. CrossFit could build on it and go maybe old school to like invitational, right? It could be like Europe, North America, or like Americas, Europe, and world. Right. And I mean, like that would really give an opportunity to have really, really good teams, something like that. I just think that would be more fun, and then find a way to like pull it back for the affiliates in the affiliate cup in a true 2-2 team. Right. So I think that would be more entertaining. There aren't enough people who care currently. And I think the main reason, Trish, is why the teams have sort of fallen off over the years is because the affiliate team is gone. Right. You get 1 or 2 in the games. They're so outmatched. They do shitty because, you know, 6 or 4 individual games athletes that decided to retire and go team or on a team, and it's not a race. Right. And they're just so much better. And so that's where I think the problem is they've taken the community out of the team thing. The reason why teams was so entertaining was because all the people there were there supporting their teams. John, you have to eat on the call. Just keep yourself muted.
Didn't see the beverage service he just got.
I know. So that's like where my thought is, and that's why I think team is starting to die. Right? Is because the community. What we got? Are those hamburgers?
Yeah, man. All
just patties.
Beef. Yep,
just patties. I rock that too.
What I saw.
I'd plead the fifth.
What'd you say? What was the question?
I just said that, and a good old Dr. P on the side.
Oh, nice.
Listen, I'm on my grid league body.
All right. So that's what I'm thinking. I think, and even like, again, like the Ryder Cup, there's different matches. You score differently. There's different types of events. Some are head to head, some are teams, some's all 7. You know what I mean? That's where heavy.
And it's interesting too, right? I feel like there's just, I feel like it comes back to like, there's just no uniformity of it all. And I feel like we're getting closer back to that kind of point. Cause if you think about it, I feel like you can take the structure of like reps ahead, where it's like, you take a team structure and you pin one versus the other. So you basically like, you know, have
one version of the event,
like
could be a reps ahead event. Sure.
Yes. I mean, I just feel like we're getting there with that idea, but like maybe we don't need like a linchpin thing like the games to like spearhead all of this, but it's just like, I like all these different organizations doing things. And if we could just like get it trending in a direction to where it's one person, because that's the thing too, is like with the invitational, like we have a framework for all this stuff already and it worked. And I mean, it was pretty entertaining. It was like, early on, but I feel like with the fact that with social media, like
Nelson,
yes,
they didn't get paid at the Invitational.
that's fine. Like that's where it's like for the love of the sport.
No. That's the problem.
You're saying CrossFit or the athletes?
The athletes.
That's why they won't do it anymore.
They wouldn't do something like no money at all. They wouldn't do it.
Yeah, like
there's some that would. There's some that would. But I promise you, Jeff Adler is not showing up if there's no money.
This is fair.
Probably Pat Bellner at this point too wouldn't show up if there's no money. Like
I
think athletes care way too much about the money now. Everything is how much money can I make, and it's sad. And I really, really think that has kind of taken over the athlete's thought process. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but I was thinking that if we geographically defined it, you would have that country mojo. You know what I mean? Like support your country, like rep your flag, sort of thing. But
I would hope so, CJ.
Yeah,
I'm all about it. I'm all about it. But especially with how many competitions there are now.
Yeah, that's true.
Then it would be like, well, why would I risk injuring myself for nothing? I
wonder. Oh man, like in 3 years, WFP is like hanging on, and there's like a WFP versus CrossFit, like the ones that aren't signed.
But it's just like even like a tour kind of thing there, right? Like, I mean, if we want to make something like the Invitational, weighted, give some incentive to the game season for what it could be or something like that. I don't know. I feel like there's avenues to explore, but I mean that comes down to basically is it a tour or is it a season?
You could be like, if your team wins, then you that's the last heat of the first event.
Sure. Yeah.
And not make it like a grand swim or run or something, but an actual workout. And then if your team wins, you're the last heat in that event. So it's worth something.
Right. Yeah. This is a for sure, by the way. This is exactly what happened.
No, they had planned on giving her that contract way before she had not done anything up to that point.
She had been hurt for 2.5 years.
I mean,
her one event win at the games.
I love it.
I kind of like the fact that you do something crazy like that and then somebody gives you money right after.
Of course. Yeah. This is it. I'm all for it. Are they done with females or there's still more female spots?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. The men still have spots. Well, Laura wasn't announced, right?
Yes, she was.
Horvath? Was she? Oh, did I miss that? I don't know. All right, never mind.
Tia was not.
Yeah, she's I've seen, and I don't think will.
Are there any proven athletes on the Sydney, right?
There has to be. I mean, I feel like there's
only Sydney. I think it's only Sydney, right?
Ricky.
Oh, Ricky. Okay. Well,
Amatal.
Yeah. Okay. There's a couple. Yeah. True. All right.
I also, I might not be able to say this. I'm gonna say it in the private chat.
Sounds good. No breaking news today, boys. Okay. So, all right. Let's talk about teams. It was entertaining. It was a struggle. I don't think we need to harp on the stream anymore. It was a challenge. Let him know, Trish. It was a challenge to
go on somewhere then, girl.
It was a challenge to watch, and it was really sad that it fell the way it was. I guess I didn't realize. Do we know why they switched? Who usually does it? Which is the broadcast team?
Price.
The money. Sure.
It's always the money, man. They're moving to March because Miami's giving them $800,000. That's the only reason.
You think that's why they're moving?
No. That's the only reason.
Too. They're getting
in the marathon. So so here we'll talk about that. So we'll lean into that before we go into individuals. So Wodapalooza is moving to March, whatever 14th or whatever it is. It's 1 week after a High Rocks event, in the week before the Miami Marathon, which is a fucking ginormous marathon, huge. And so they're trying to turn Miami Beach into a fitness march, which is to basically get rid of the trash that's spring break Miami, which is terrible. You didn't know that, Nelson?
No, I'm just saying that's cool that like that's like the intention behind it, like legislative wise.
Yeah, it's to get rid of spring break
Yeah.
in Miami across the board because it's such a lot of money is made, but I'm pretty sure a lot of damage is done. Like the cream of the crop or the worst of the worst end up going there, and I think they just it's like not a habitable place. So you think the only reason, and it has nothing to do with the CrossFit season, John?
No, not at all. It's just money.
Because I mean,
Just
to be
money.
fair, I feel like they have always been outside of games. Like they weren't. What actually? I guess it was a.
They were. Yeah, that 1 year they were.
They were a sanctional 1 year. That was it.
Yeah.
And that's everybody. Everybody was a sanctional.
No, that's up to John. Not up to me.
If I could not say it here, then I can't say it on the spin. The problem is I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, and spin would know if I'm allowed to say it.
True. I did hear that a while ago.
Yeah, no, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's
Right.
just official.
So
it's already out there. You all probably know it.
Right. So 800 grand. That's a lot of money, right? I mean, that's probably more money than they bring in totality and sponsors, maybe even in ticket sales.
I think it's the death of Wodapalooza.
Really?
I think Miami Beach is, unfortunately, and the reason why is you could just see the amount of people that were there. It was a lot less already. March is a tough time to be on Miami Beach, let alone January, which is usually a dead time in theory. And Wodapalooza is pretty much permeated by Miami locals, right? Like there's so much CrossFit in Miami, but no one, and I mean no one, likes to go over the bridge and try and find parking in Miami Beach. It is the worst, and it is not spectator friendly at all. Now, if they're going to get 800 grand, I guess it doesn't fucking matter, right? That's going to fuel them for years, and they don't need as many ticket sales and all of these things. But it is, Miami Beach is not, it's a great venue to look and potentially aesthetics, and I think it'll be fun. But as far as a spectator, I know you guys have heard, the Mayhem podcast was like, oh, we were in the truck and we drove around for 8 hours to find parking. That's not unrealistic. Like that probably wasn't a lie at all. And so, yeah, it's hard to even get an Uber. So I think that the big, huge crowds of, 15,000 people that were walking around, because it was basically like the size of the games. Like that's how many people were there. That's not going to happen anymore because everyone in Miami doesn't want to drive over the bridge. It's impossible. And so I agree. It's in the middle of the open.
Yeah.
And I mean, if they're trying to cut on production like the way they just did, and I'm not bagging on them, but it's just a different level of production.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that shit again.
It's
You
all
think 800 grand could help improve that? Though?
Yeah, of course it could.
No, but they're pocketing that. They're not using that to help their Wodapalooza. Like no, I don't. Like I'm telling you, I think they're gonna run. I think Dylan is gonna run it into the ground.
I like Dylan.
Dude, I've never heard anything
No, he's a good dude.
Nice about him. Every decision they're making is bad.
Yeah, this one for sure.
Tell me there's a good one.
Well, I mean, if like you guys were talking about on the spin last night, the only way March becomes good is here. This is, I was thinking about this all day. So it's during the open. That sucks. And it's during spring break. That probably sucks. But in theory, for travel, it could be okay. Now, and here's why. Wodapalooza starts on Thursday. The open announcement is there. Elites do it. And then the gauntlet is not the gauntlet. It's just open heats all weekend for everyone doing the open. And they can do their open there.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would hunt. That's the only way.
And they just run it all the time. It's like, hey, you want to do the open at Wodapalooza? The announcement's going to be here, and the gauntlet has changed to this. And so, it still operates as the gauntlet, right?
That's the first
15-minute
workout that the elites do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's the first workout. It's televised. It does good. You announce it in, I don't know, like your and you go in like reverse order or something like that. Like your top 5 men and women are on the floor at the same time. And they all do the open workout together. Like it could be a great announcement. And do I think that's going to be the case? I don't know.
I'm saying
it sounds like you're literally willing it to be the case right now.
I'm hoping so.
If that's not the case,
I know it's gonna be sad.
It'll be a train wreck, and it's not going to succeed, and it's only going to get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, because under this format, like you need to do the open. Like, so I mean, all these
well, it's assuming it's even a semifinal.
It makes way too much sense. No. It doesn't have to be a semifinal.
Right.
That's just your first workout. You don't have to be connected to CrossFit at all. But your first workout, like they can announce it. That's the first workout.
Right.
Done.
They just do it. Yeah. I think it would be great. And you tell everyone that's how it's going to be. Sign up for the gauntlet. Sign up for 25 point.
We're going to do it on this stage.
26.3.
As soon as we know everything that we need to get, we're going to get it. It will go.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be fast within the hour, and then we're rocking.
Yep. And all Dave or whoever's writing, all they need to do is tell them, here, you need a barbell and you need a pull-up bar, right? Or whatever it is, enough time, right? And all that stuff is there. They wouldn't even need to give any hints about how to set it up. He could give a time frame. Here's how you run heats, right? You need to run heats every 20 minutes. You know what I mean? They could run so many more people through. You still pay money, right? Because it's like a thing. You get a shirt. I don't know. Maybe you don't pay. I think it could be done, and I think it could be beneficial. But most of the time when I'm super gung-ho on an idea, it just never even comes to 5% fruition.
Well, I mean, we've tried to give advice to Wadapalooza before, and they just don't listen to any of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you know, it's too obvious, and it makes so much sense that I just think they're not going to do it, and it's just going to be terrible.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry for being pessimistic about it.
I hate to say it, like that's pessimistic, but I mean, like all the evidence to the contrary of the past like 7 years leads to that. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what was it? One year, didn't they do it on the rooftop in Miami? Wasn't there something that year that Fraser did?
Matt and Tia did it in 2019, but it was the open announcement.
Right. Okay.
And it was just in Miami.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, yeah, that makes me sad. I think it could be good. Yeah. They literally chose someone to produce. Did you pull that up, John? Do you have?
No.
Did you pull that up, Nelson? That was weird. And it went away on its own. What is that? Stop. Who's fucking with it right now?
Is it Nelson? Nelson, are you doing this?
No, it has to be John.
Dude, it's not me. I'm over here. I'm eating.
That's weird. Anyways, all right. Okay, so let's talk about the best part of the weekend was individuals, which in my opinion was an amazing. Pulled it up. CrossFit pulled it up. Perfect. An amazing race. I'm over this right now. I don't know who's fucking with it.
It's Nelson. Are you doing it? It's not.
No,
me.
he doesn't have control. Anyway,
I don't either.
Doesn't matter. All right. So it's me. See, this is perfect. Everyone, what is happening? I quit. What is going on? What the fuck is happening? This is freaking me out. It could be Travis. We would see him in the chat.
They're in the studio.
In the studio. Anyways, all right. Let's stay focused. All right. So, elite team. Nope, that's not it. You know, elite men and women. Where is it? There it is. Someone's fucking with us. I give up. All right. Let's talk about it. Lucy Campbell.
Travis, calling the shot pretty early in the weekend for Lucy.
Did he?
How do we feel about it?
Where did he have Lucy in his predictions, CJ?
I don't know where. Not even.
No, like he called her out. Like
no.
Go back. I'm almost sure. I'm almost positive. But yeah, I mean, I don't even think, to her own credit, like I don't think she figured that she'd win that last workout, let alone, or not win, but win the heat in that last workout.
It was like she won, man. It was a special
Well, so
moment.
let's talk about that though, right? Like, so they didn't reseed for the last workout, right?
Oh yeah, tell me. That's right, Nelson. You caught something. Did you know that, John?
No.
Yeah, so like there were like people that were gunning for, like, we're in a top 5 spot going into the last workout who were in the second heat, which
that's trash.
Yeah, like that's not
especially
great.
whenever you do the girls and the guys last. Like you
like
make
we're
them
sitting there
wait.
watching and we're like, wait, where is like this person? Like there's like, yes, I mean, I don't know.
That's weird. I wonder why they did that. What is happening here? So,
Can you pull the leaderboard back up, CJ?
yeah, sorry. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, like, just talking about that last event, like, it's very like games-esque compared to the games last event this past year, which I think was a really good test. John, you're still holding the sentiment that the first part didn't matter?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I mean, like, they were all pretty neck and neck, I feel like, into the first part. And then it's just like, what's your ring?
You don't think the first part mattered at all? What?
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's a heavy wall ball. I feel like for some people that like could
For
maybe
them, 60 heavy
slow
wall
it
balls
down.
broken up.
Yeah.
I mean, it puts juice into you for sure, but I don't think so. No.
Yeah, definitely not like the one at the games, but I still like the feel of it.
Dude, someone
are you
is
like hacked?
fucking I
is
don't
somebody
know.
able to do that?
No. I'm legit a little nervous. I'm gonna shut down my computer. This is very weird.
After
you guys keep talking. And I'm gonna shut down my computer. I'll be back.
Well, so going into
kidding.
that last event, I mean, Laura was
Nelson, it's me.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Don't say anything. But
What do we do?
they know, you know.
Okay.
When he comes back, I will keep on doing it.
I don't even know how.
No,
Can you just literally pull like a comment from the bar into the?
No, when I click it, it goes. He doesn't know that I have access to everything.
You're making him stress.
I know. No, I know. Chat, do not.
And it's gonna turn
do
around.
Not spoil it, chat. Do not.
He's
spoil
gonna yell
it.
at me for the rest of the week.
You have to hold this in. You have to hold this
Okay.
in.
All right.
Okay. It will be revealed at some point. Chat, do not ruin this. Okay.
I mean, yeah, dude. Like he's thinking he's getting hacked by.
I know, something. Dude. It's so great. It's so great. All right. Let's talk about it.
Well, if you have control of everything, can you pull up the leaderboard?
I don't know how to do that.
Oh, okay.
I only know how to do
we know how to get the moderator off of the
call. But let's talk about Lucy.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I think that it's something to where, I mean, if you think about it, like that last workout doesn't like not do well for her. Like that's a hard one to kind of.
She didn't think she was going to do good.
Right. Sure. But I mean, I think like comparative to the field, like, I mean, it's one of those ones that like I would argue is less about like the archetype of the athlete and more kind of just comes down to like A, who games it well, and B, kind of like who wants it more. Like there were, I will say, like at the end of her muscle ups, like, and this happens in any live competition, a few questionable calls. Like I was watching it back and like her second to last rep definitely didn't seem like she locked out. But I mean, if the judge gives it to you, like you rock with it. Like
she locked it out better than Laura was locking hers out.
Yeah, that's also, yeah, for sure.
Dude, and the fact that she broke Laura was so satisfying. The fact that Laura was failing, couldn't keep up with her, couldn't do it, did everything she could and like just failed.
Well, so this is the thing too, is like, do you think Laura, because Laura like had the lead, right? And then watched it diminish a little bit. So like, I wonder if it's more of just, because in one of those situations, it's like, she knows where she's at and she can either try and push. Cause I feel like the narrative is like, she like, she lost it, right? Where it's like, it could just be like, that was the game plan because that's like the best that she could have done. And she had to go for it because, she's breathing down her neck a little bit. And just, it's a similar like Brent situation, right? Like, I don't think Brent lost it to James in the games. Like, I think that he just kind of like had a plan and
dude, he blew up. Yeah.
Yeah, but despite the plan, James came up behind him. And he's like, I guess I got to hold on to it now. And he literally was shaking.
Dude, I don't think he thought I was thinking about James at all. I think him, Dallin, and Hopper all thought they could do it. Nobody was thinking about James at all. And all three of them blew each other up by racing.
Yeah, right.
And James is the only one who stuck to his plan. The only difference in this is, listen, Lucy is incredible. She's the best story by far.
Yeah.
I'm more impressed with James.
For sure. Yeah.
Because like, here's the thing, like Lucy, like in any other competition, I'm still not picking her to win, but she's going to be up there now because she just did this. Right. James, I mean, brother, like he was second in a handstand push-up workout, like shoulder pump of a workout. I know it's not all handstand push-ups, but he was second. And then to beat Vellner in a thruster muscle up workout.
Yeah.
Like, and it's heavy thrusters too. Like, dude, he was so impressive. And then the only thing that he was second place or better in everything except the clean.
Right. Yeah. And then I think like what do you get? 15th?
And then 14th.
14th. Yeah. So like still pretty solid finish, all things
right. Like he's strong enough now.
Yeah.
Like, and I still think he needs to get a little bit stronger to be like, I think he can, he's a podium athlete.
Yeah.
Like I would put him in top 5. But
yeah, where does it shake up the mountain now? Does it shake up the mountain?
Dude, it shakes it up big time because Jeff is a freaking punk, right? So like it shakes it up because of that too. Like,
well, so that's an interesting thing, right? Because it's is the mountain no longer like, is it solely based on performance and execution within competition, or like your availability / willingness to do ones, right? Like I guess
that's a part of it, man. If you're gonna be scared, you're gonna be scared.
Sure. That's
You get it right, man.
I don't know. Hopefully, did it happen anymore?
Not since you left. No.
Perfect.
Are you more impressed with James or Lucy?
Yeah. I mean, I still think Lucy. Like, I mean, like I think after the 2 events, like we knew James was gonna do pretty well in both of them. I didn't necessarily have him winning the second one. I mean, that was pretty solid. But then, or did he get second?
He got second after an appeal. But that event I throw out altogether because the sand it played a huge factor. For sure. And it made me so upset. If that's a regular sled, Austin is second place easy.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Vellner was first. You can't get better than first. Hatfield was one.
You don't think that would have benefited like Jason? Or I guess Jason wasn't in the field, but like another big athlete that's just like grunty and powerful.
Who was behind him? Austin got 19th in that, man. He 1 second better. The only reason I know that he would be a lot better is because 1 second puts him 3 spots up. That right there puts you above Vellner. And if you go look at his lane, he had one of the crappiest lanes there was. And I'm not going to give him an excuse for that. James still wins the competition, but he's 3 points from Vellner, and he wins the tiebreaker.
Okay.
And I know for a fact that he beat Guy very easily in this workout at Mayhem.
Sure.
And
on turf or whatever. Yes,
and Guy beat him on the sand. Like the lanes 100% made a difference.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like he's like would be great in that workout, but he would have done better than what he did. Does that make sense? And I'll still say James beat him straight up. Austin won 4 events, right? And James still beat him. Well, 3 events, second one. And I would still say James beat him. But I do think his capability, what he put forth, like is better than Vellner.
Got it.
I think what's cool with James too is despite like.
Are you doing this, CJ?
No, this is so weird. I have no idea what's happening.
Despite, because I feel like the sentiment is still kind of, and it's like fading away now because he's continuing to not do these competitions. But like we were talking about this a little bit on Friday with Jeff is like, there are like the Instagram trolls and the social media trolls of like, well, Jeff wasn't doing it. Like,
hold on, guys. It's like nonstop now.
Yeah, this is weird. I have no idea.
But yeah, so I mean, I think James handled it. Is currently handling the situation really, really well with like being compared to Jeff, like at these events and not being at these events. He's definitely, as he's kind of saying, like playing ball with everybody too, which also, if we want to like touch on that with the whole like Alex Kazan thing, which I thought was awesome on both ends. Like, I think that's like Hiller really playing his role. I don't know if you saw that, John.
No. What is this?
It was very minute. It was like he was interviewing her for Reps Ahead. And he was basically, yeah, I'm picking Haley to win this workout. Like, what do you think?
Oh, what do you say to that?
Yeah. And then like,
I saw that. I was
yeah.
actually really upset about that because me and Alex are good friends.
Well, that's cool. And but I'm saying that like her response, I think, was awesome. And I think that his like line of questioning, as much as like I'm mixed with my feelings on him, I think like does great things for the sport. It's like I want to see more like maybe not commentating on that, but like the more like talking heads we can get, like interacting with the athletes, albeit good or bad, I feel like the sport grows and legitimizes itself a little bit.
No, I do too. I'm with it. Yeah, dude, the mountain's gonna be rough, man. I probably have to make that before the next show.
Yeah,
dude, it's gonna be really hard because
I was telling you had Alexis way too low on the mountain post games, and I feel like she did a good showing to bump that position up a little bit.
3rd place, yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, like, and I mean, I think it was pretty well documented, and like every athlete has their thing that she was like pretty sick going into the weekend.
Yeah, a lot of people are sick.
Yeah, for sure. Although I did hear, CJ was telling us that like a lot of people are sick now, like really sick.
Yeah, I know Ariel and Brooke and Hattie Canyo are definitely sick. I think Alexis was sick too. I almost think she's just better at being sick, better at taking it.
Who?
Alexis, because she's sick
all the time. She's always I mean, she's pretty used to it. What so where does Lucy make her way onto the mountain?
I think she has to, brother.
Right. What do we think did you guys talk about like Lucy and Laura? Is it a fluke or is it?
I mean, I think that is a workout that can like be like, because I mean, she'd said like I didn't expect myself to win this one, but I don't think that's a specialist workout. I think it's a how do you game it, and at the end of the day, if you're in a position to push and win, like how bad do you want it, kind of thing. Like, I think that she's not the biggest athlete in the world, and if 60 wall balls don't really hurt her that much, like her muscle ups for her first couple of sets looked really solid because she didn't got a ton of weight on her. I mean, I think it's something to be like Laura's like athlete, like body type, like the fact that like she can pump out muscle ups like the way she can, like is kind of impressive.
She's very good at pulling.
Yeah. But I mean, just like even like the transition out of the dip and the press and
it came back and bit her, didn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah, a lot there, but still, though, I mean, for a second, or I guess what was it, like 4th place? Now, what was interesting though is, I mean, obviously it didn't cost her anything, but she gave a little pump like on her way to finish, and would have had Lexi Neely's time, or whoever was immediately behind
Lucy?
her. Yeah,
if she didn't sprint, they were 1 second away.
Yeah, well, no, if she didn't like halt her up, and she's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
which I mean, like, is hard because like you're in the final heat, so you can assume if you win the final heat, you'll do enough to win. But like, if that would,
dude, if you're Lucy, you can't assume that, man.
Well, yeah, so all the more reason to like not pull up like 4th, like 2.
But I don't fault her for that. It was a surreal moment.
Yeah, for sure.
She should thank Alexis Raptors, because Alexis Raptors sneaking in there helped her a ton.
Yeah, for sure.
John, you're a piece of shit. Oh my god. Dude, I just locked all of my accounts.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just listen.
CJ.
No, listen. Because we just like had a weird internet thing where everything flashed on and off. And then, anyways, I did. You piece of shit.
Is that like a hassle to unlock?
No, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay. All right. That made me feel bad. I was having a good time until then.
God.
Chat did great. I was like, hey, chat, do not ruin this. It's definitely me.
Damn.
Nelson felt bad the whole time. He was like, I don't want to go along with it. And I'm like,
oh, while I was gone?
Yeah.
That's all right. I can take it. All I was wondering, this was like, as soon as she posted this, I was like, John's doing it.
I said it was me in the chat.
Yeah, I know. But well, you never know if that's actually you or not.
Dude, that's me, man.
Everyone has a
Dude,
John.
John
There's
has
like
people ripping
37
his
fucking
photo
John
and
Youngs.
putting his name in, like that he made it. He's made it.
Anyways. All right. Do we talk about James?
Yeah.
Alright.
Kinda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we will touch on it more. I mean, I think that like we talked a lot about it going into the weekend too, and I think it was either CJ or Travis that brought this up. Just like, you know how like confidence breeds confidence, and like can breed, further wins in the events. Yes, I'll let CJ talk about that, but I think that definitely plays a role.
Oh, you can talk about it. I just
Dude,
said that's exactly what it was.
It's a dominating performance, man. Like, it's not just that he won. This was dominating.
Yeah.
With the field of Pat, I'm going to throw Austin's name in there, Ricky,
yeah,
Yona. Like, those are top 10 games athletes, legitimately. And it was a dominating performance.
Yeah, I mean, what was it? First, second, every workout except the lift?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It is. It is.
That's wild.
It is.
I mean, that's like, it's been a while since we've seen a male do that in any competition. You saw, what is it? Ricky and like in Australia when they just like went 1, 2, 3 in every workout. What was it last year, 2 years ago? For semifinals, and it was, I mean, that's it. You haven't seen that in a semifinal in a long time. I don't think Jeff is going 1, 2 and everything. It was good.
I think Fraser's the last one.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit, I think like semifinals is a hard gauge though, because like
I don't know.
I mean, well, like the East is significantly different than like Oceania for
right, but it's not happening anywhere else though. It's not happening anywhere in any of them.
For sure. I think that the WODapalooza is like the case, like is like the first like real like this is a legit.
I mean, yeah. I don't think. I mean, 2017 regionals,
right? Yeah.
2018 regionals with Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And then just like, I mean, obviously like Matt's performances at the games, but like, I mean, yeah,
but like it's still not second in every workout. Like,
I mean,
I'm thinking 2018 regionals when he's first in 5 of the 6 events, and the one he wasn't, he was 4th. Like I'm talking like that type of domination. I don't think we've seen. I can't off the top of my head. I can't think of anything with like events
on the male side,
right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
No, even on the women's side, Tia isn't top 2 in everything. She has 2 or 3 events.
Kind of tests though, but I mean, like, what was she at semifinals this past year? I feel like
I think she went like first. Yeah, she went first. She went 4, and then it was like a 5th, a 4th, and then a 1st or something like that.
Yeah, it's not.
But it wasn't first, second,
dominating as you think.
especially.
Yeah.
And then what I'm more impressed with is the workouts that he got second in, not the workouts that he won. But for him to get second in a handstand push-up workout by a couple of seconds to arguably the best handstand push-up athlete in the sport currently as a male.
I'll say one of them. I would probably always put Colton first in that.
Sure. And so
I mean, Tia did it. She was first in 5 events and 3rd in 1.
Yeah. So Tia does it. So on the men's side, it's been a while. And so to be there as a completely different style athlete, I think that's pretty impressive. Same thing on the last workout.
Impressive.
Same thing in the last workout. I mean, we're talking 25 seconds, 22 seconds, right? With it pretty much locked up. Just making sure that he's chasing Pat. You know what I mean?
His event 3 is the most amazing performance that I've ever seen him do, period, in any event.
Yeah.
In any event that he's ever done, his event 3 was the most impressed I've ever been. And like that event alone will bump him up on the mountain. It's not that he got second place or it was like, it's the events that he did great in that will affect that, because it'll be like, who do I think is better? You know what I mean?
And we were talking about that too. If that workout's a little longer, like he might catch Austin.
Yeah.
I think depends what the movements are, but sure.
Yeah. But I mean, like Austin had like what, CJ, like a minute on him? And like,
halfway through, Austin was like 40 seconds ahead,
yeah,
and he tracked him down, including some handstand push-up work, right? Like within there. So, but I think
Austin
like
wasn't getting away from him very much on the hand.
no, not at all, for sure. Yeah, I mean it's good. I'm excited to see him move forward and do well, and be his, as Jess said, his goop. I mean he is. He's just like a goob. I love it. I think it's a good. I think people can say whatever you want about his his religion and whatever. You might not like it, but I don't know. I think he's going to be a good ambassador for the sport. Who fucking loves CrossFit? That guy loves CrossFit.
Do y'all agree with Sevon when he goes? It felt like these two were like, it's like this is the next generation, because it was James and Austin. It felt like the last three workouts.
Austin?
Right.
He's 24.
Okay. Yeah. God, and that mustache makes him look like he's like 32.
Shut the fuck up,
dude. I mean, that's impressive. I'm not growing that. That's crazy.
It's. Do I agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. I would definitely throw some other names in there, though. Like, I feel like, I think Austin's a great athlete. I feel like to this point, Dallin's shown a little bit more consistently over the past couple of years. But I think Austin's definitely in the conversation.
Yeah, I think there's definitely some bias there, like within the locker room for sure, for the want for it to be Austin and James, Dallin, Jason, and for not to be Jeff. But it's hard to not say Jeff currently.
No,
right?
Jeff isn't the next generation. He's this generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Okay.
Like Ricky and Roman, I put it in there too. Like Jeff, Ricky, Roman, Pat, Brent, and Pat and Brent are just the first ones out. But
yeah, I'd say Pat and Brent like aren't a part of
right. Well, I'm saying of this generation.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? They're the oldest ones in this generation. It's like
with everything at.
Go ahead. Sorry.
With everything in front of us, I agree with that. Then, like, if we're assuming that the current names, so like, what is Jason? I mean, Jason's going on year 5 now. Is he now or up and still?
No, I think he's a next generation.
Okay, because he hasn't made the peak yet. He hasn't he got the podium.
Well, you got to think Dallin is 23, 22.
So young, and Jason's only 27.
And I mean, and then Austin's 24. James is 23. Justin is young too.
Yeah.
This is fucking hilarious. This is a funny thing.
Yeah.
Did you see that interview?
I started to I was going to watch it today, but no. Did you watch it?
So all I got is I have proof that Jeff listens
to the show, or to Spin, or whatever, to you in general.
I'm going to send you something.
I'm ready. No, but it looked like it was a good time. I wanted to watch it, but I didn't have headphones, and they laughed uncontrollably every 3 seconds. And I was like, all right, I can't really listen to this. Like, it was loud.
Pat is hilarious when he's not trying to be serious.
He is funny, super witty, always has been. I always enjoyed that about him.
Dude, the Pat in that interview is the Pat that I love. And I feel like Vellner was one of my favorite athletes. And like year by year, he's just made me dislike him more and more with just different things. And like that, felt like a Pat of old. You know what I mean? That jokes around more and is less serious.
You want me to pull this clip?
You can if you want.
All right, I will. Yeah, I want to listen to it. You think that couch was kind of struggling? That's a lot of dude on that. A lot of dude on that couch.
Yeah, you can make inferences if you want.
All right, come on, download. Save to download.
Because the whole weekend, Nelson, I said, when Jeff withdrew from individual, I was like, we all know Jeff is scared of Austin, and that's why he withdrew from individual. I said that over and over and over.
Is Austin the one he should be like, quote unquote, afraid of?
Yeah, because Austin's coming. Austin's like.
Well, yeah, but there's also James.
I know, but Austin has so much more room to improve, and I like Austin. And be careful with putting words in my mouth. Chat has Fraser-esque qualities. Like, he's so raw and so good at so many things that once he puts it all together, like I don't think anybody's going to touch him. I think Austin can win the games multiple times. I'm not saying he's the next Fraser, but exactly how Matt was when he came up is how Austin is when he's come up. Like, just everything went wrong for him at the games, and people will not understand, and that's fine. Everything that could go wrong went wrong for him at the games. He had multiple, like he had 5 no reps on rope climbs, and he's touching the thing. His judge says like he isn't, and like there's just a lot of stuff out of his control. And he got 10th place his rookie year with the worst performance he could have made. And like his capability is probably more like 5th place, like his actual performance or abilities, and he's only going to get better. And James has improved crazy. And I do think James is somebody like you should, but he doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Where was looking at Rogue though? Like, I feel like that should be kind of a indication of like the fact that Jeff is still Jeff, right?
I agree.
So I mean, I feel like that's
no, I'm not saying he's not.
Yeah, but I just feel like it's so. I feel like it's hard to just say like Frazier-esque just because like I feel like for all of the athletes in the field, it's still relatively test dependent.
Okay, this is my point, Nelson. So like what I'm saying is Frazier's first year was in 2013 at regionals, and he got smoked in some conditioning things. He did a couple things different, trained a little bit harder, made the games, was 2nd fittest in the world, and still didn't really train that hard. And then was, got beat down by lost to Ben Smith and was like, and then finally started taking it serious. And then it was like something we've never seen before. Right. I'm telling you that Austin doesn't have any holes. There's not like when you say test dependent, he's the only one that it could become not test dependent.
Sure.
Right.
I understand what you're saying.
He's a good runner. He's not the best runner, but he's a good runner. His gymnastics are Colton Mertens-esque, and he freaking cleans 400 and snatches 300. You can't 310. You can't. There is nobody else that's the case.
Yeah,
he's a great handstand walker. He's great at any gymnastics you want to throw out there. The only thing he's not great at is machines, and it's a little bit size dependent. Yeah. And he's actually really good for his size. He's just, I would say odd objects is his worst thing, which is what Frazier's worst thing was.
Sure.
And like everybody else, it is test dependent. He could get to where it doesn't matter. He's just that good at everything. Nobody else is like that. James will always have Rogue. Rogue Invitational will always eat up James. Yeah. It never won't. Right?
Well, I don't know. Sure. I feel like in general, like we look at that handstand push-up workout and we're like, that's one that will eat him up.
And that's why he is higher on the list, right?
Sure,
and that's why he's in the talk of top 5. But things like Rogue will always eat him up.
Yeah. Let's pull that clip up.
I like it. I think we got to be quiet. I can't get it to be louder. Can you guys hear it?
Not at all.
No.
Dude, no. You gotta.
What the fuck? Anyways, I give up. I don't know.
This isn't me hacking your computer either.
Haha. I don't know. I don't even understand why it's not pulling up.
Well, you could probably pull up the YouTube.
Oh, that's true. Give me the clip.
I gotta go find where it's at now, CJ. All right, go ahead and talk.
Anyways, so you just said that the talk of top 5 is, I guess, looming for James. Is that where he sits on the mountain?
No, I think he's top 5.
Yeah, I think he is too.
I think he's in the group of guys that could win the games. And I probably still give Jeff the edge in the games, but I cannot put him there because he has not shown the ability to be consistent.
Got it.
It's just so interesting too, just given what happened this past season, because I don't think it's any situation like with Justin or even Jeff, where it's like you win the games and then it's still not 100% a question, like a solidified answer of if he's in the conversation to win it next year, which I think is honestly also probably fueled him a good bit to allow him to train to the point where he can like show up. Because I mean, I'm sure that would annoy me a lot. Like, you know, if you win the games and then you're like, it's a fluke, like he might be in the conversation next time when like he literally has done said thing. But yeah, I mean, I think also with Jeff, it's something to think about too, where like he doesn't, I mean, he makes things look easy, and
You're muted.
muted.
I said I'm gonna take these off so I can figure out where it's at. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's just something where like just the way he moves, like he's never gonna like flash, but like he just somehow ends up in a top 5 in almost every event.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just because currently he is one of the strongest.
Yeah, for
Currently, he probably is at the top, like, but I guess number 2 aerobic athlete, right behind Ricky. You know, and so I mean, just where he is the peak. I think in all of it. I think it's going to be. I'm really excited to see a healthy Jeff and a healthy James, and a Dallin, and a Jason, and a Roman, and a Ricky in a competition where, you know, there's no external factors and we can see everyone go at it. If we never get that, that's fine. And those are the things. But like, you know, that's what I'm excited to see all of them have a workout, have a training, have a competition. And a Justin. I can't even believe Justin's my favorite athlete out of all of them. I don't know why I didn't say that. Shame on me. I love me some Medeiros. Yeah. I mean, Justin has the most to prove at this point because of his last year, or last 2 years in this like kind of regression that he's gone through. But he's posted some stuff recently of him running. He's got abs again. I think he took the strength. I don't know if it was like a knee thing or an ankle thing or a back thing or whatever, but it was clear that like his aerobic capacity was down aggressively. And I know there's been some talks of like an injury and he hasn't been able to, you know, train as he would the last couple of years. So 16.2. I doubt it. 16.2. What is that? Open workout.
That's a squat clean, like Total Bar one.
Oh, they're not going to do that for a 4th time.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's the other super interesting thing is just like, there you go.
Jeff, you're shredded. Holy shit.
Just like with what the season looks like, right? Like we talk about like having healthy ones for all of them. You know, all of them are currently, I don't know about Justin, but I'm pretty sure all of them are signed up for WFP. You know, that's obviously 3 events. Well, 2 events within the game season. And then just like some, like, you know, whatever route they decide to take. I mean, it's a lot of, I feel like, unpredictability with, which I mean, you know, is kind of like CrossFit at its essence anyway.
Yeah.
Of what it's going to look like at the games. And I feel like WFP like throws a wrench in that a little more. I feel like it ultimately would depend on like how much money is in being involved in it, but I hope we see them all healthy for the sake of the games.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think it'll be good. Did you find it, John?
In Albany.
Yeah, 17:30.
I was close. I was really close. I had it at like 16 something. All right. So in the meantime, we'll get this up. So if you guys didn't know, Tier Cup or Unbroken just dropped, which is Tier's documentary of the Tier Cup. I think everyone should go watch it. My boy
cool.
Carlos put it together by himself, all of it, all 90 minutes, 100 minutes of it. So it's really good. It's all about the Tier Cup, and you guys should all go watch it.
It's SoCal, right?
Yeah, SoCal. Yeah.
Pretty well.
I don't understand what's happening. I quit. I don't know. Everything's broken.
We got it. What do you mean?
We heard it.
Oh, did you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made
Just turn it up.
bad errors. Most of them didn't cost us, and then the one on the last minute did. So.
Can you really hear it?
How many have you done team and every single one, right?
All of them, yeah.
How is it?
3.
Do you recommend it?
If you're man enough, it's good. It's worth it. It's worth it. If you're strong enough, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Is this drunk Pat?
Is that why Jeff backed out?
Seems like I was scared.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Scared of Daddy Pat.
That's all Jeff said that whole podcast.
Okay, look,
interesting.
Still got it.
Still got it,
Still
baby.
there.
Yep, that was it.
One of you guys were,
But it just
competing,
shows me
which
that he
helps a little
listens.
bit.
Oh, John's loving that.
I am.
I love it. I love it.
Good,
Good.
man.
And then I get to look at them in the eyes, and I don't know what to say because I just say bad things about them.
Oh
Like,
man.
hey, what's up, guys? You're so fit, man.
But I mean, hey, like, I'm like, that's honestly what gives me hope a little bit, because like, for like, think of the amount of interactions where like the athletes like want the like, you know, media to can't come with the same energy like in
Mhm.
person that what they're, you know, talking about behind the camera. And like it's hard, right? Because it's like that, it's that different differentiation between like it being like, you know, your job to analyze and being like, you know, head of analysis, and then like the very much like subjectivity of being an athlete. And I feel like, you know, as much as he probably like smirked at making that comment is the same way that you're smirking at the fact that he responded to it. So I like, I
Yeah.
love the back and forth.
Yeah, no,
That was very
so-
deep, Nelson.
It was very deep. It was
That
very.
was-
It was. Dude,
It's
I
just
feel,
what runs
I,
through my head on the daily.
I feel like I'm on a couch right now. No, and I say every time if an athlete comes up to me, I have no problem being like,
Yeah.
I stand by what I say.
Sure,
Uh,
sure, yeah.
I don't want you to suck, but if you do, I'm gonna tell people that you suck. Like that's just a part of it. You know what I mean? You're one of the fittest people in the world. People
Let's go
want
pound for pound on a clean.
people. No, I don't do that. Only to Jason. But like I stand by everything that I say, and like half of it's mean, half of it's good. People usually want to harp on the mean.
I mean, naturally, yeah. But
So what's bad is I don't have a relationship with Jeff at all. Like some of the athletes I have a relationship with, and like
Right.
it's all good. But
I wonder who does though.
uh,
Like any media in
Yeah,
general. No, it's like that's like a genuine, like a real question. Same with Laura, right? Like,
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
and
Like,
I don't know if I don't think that's a great thing for our sport, right? Like, especially so Laura's like sponsored by the biggest company that's ever sponsored CrossFit, right? Which is Red Bull, hands down, multi-billion-dollar company. She's a big athlete of theirs or whatever it is, right?
Would you say she's a big athlete?
Anyways,
Clip
so
it!
Oh, I think that needs to be clipped, man.
so good thing I'm the only one that can clip. And but if she's never on camera, how is she beneficial to the company? You know what I mean? Like, how does that benefit her to promote herself to make money? You know, and this is
Well,
like
I mean,
where
CrossFit promotes her because she wins.
for one day, I mean,
I
like they
mean,
don't do a good job. No, they
well-
don't. I mean, like, are we just saying that
yeah,
her
dude,
putting
Wout
on the
Van
fucking
Aert
Red
brings way more money into Red Bull than Laura Horvath.
Who?
Wout Van Aert,
Oh, I don't know who that is. I assume it's one of their extreme athletes, right?
it's a cyclist.
Oh yeah, there we go.
But he wears Red Bull every time he goes. He's got a Red Bull helmet.
Yeah,
I'm just people in Europe. Like he's actually like a huge cycling,
Sure,
like
sure.
like pretty boy. And I'm just saying he would bring a lot more money to them than Laura.
is Nike in CrossFit anymore? Does Nike sponsor anyone? Do they still sponsor
Yeah,
Jason?
no, they sponsor Sarah still. I think.
That's interesting.
I remember
Who
when
knew?
Nike was in talks to potentially like replace Reebok as the title sponsor.
No,
I
that
don't-
was just that was all
not
a hope.
serious. That was not
That was
serious.
all a hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sad. But yeah, I
it
mean,
really
but
sucks.
I also think that like, I think that that's good for the sport too. Like, I think it's good to have that dynamic of like people
Have
who
the
like,
villain.
well, yeah, like who don't want to talk to media but still turn around and pump out like really good performances. And I think it just adds to it.
Well, I will say this: like, I think Lucy, not only Lucy winning, but Lucy beating Laura added to it.
In what way?
Nobody predicted Laura to not win. Everybody predicted Laura to win. Nobody likes Laura. Nobody wants Laura to win. everybody
Do you
hates
think
Laura.
is everyone just on that train solely from the games? Because everyone before the games liked Laura.
I like Laura now.
Stop
but-
lying. No, the Gabby situation, I think, really put people off on Laura.
What, the fact that Gabby competed and Laura didn't?
No, but they abandoned her.
Yeah.
Like Gabby was with Laura's brother.
Right.
And that's why the whole Laura Kristoff, like, getting together thing is going on. But like, as a thing.
Just hold on. Tia is the Chiefs. Let's just be clear.
Yeah, Tia's the
Laura
Chiefs.
is certainly
Stop
not.
it.
Laura's like
Yeah.
the Eagles.
Laura, that man, you're on it, CJ. Like I can't. You're really, really good with it. We should do that. We should pick NFL teams.
Yes.
And then associate athletes with NFL teams. But we should make that a show.
Teams like the LA Rams.
Nobody believes in them, but they won.
And like, well, yeah.
Anyways, all right, continue.
Yeah,
we
could.
have
No,
the mountain, and then we have the NFL.
yeah. James is the Ravens with Joe Flacco. No, with Joe
With
Flacco.
There
The
we
Joe
go.
Flacco Ravens.
Miracles. I love it.
That's what.
That's
That's what James is.
We got to do
And-
current.
I,
Anyways, all right.
We'll have to think about it. That's
Yeah,
definitely.
That
We
might
should
not
do
be- that
that
might be a fun show.
pre Super Bowl show, like the week of the Super Bowl.
All right.
Okay. Well, Laura and Gabby. Gabby was with Kristoff. They were together. Kristoff is Laura's brother. Gabby wanted to compete. Laura stormed out, and y'all weren't at the games. Y'all don't know, but Laura, there was a big meeting. You weren't with us.
I was
Just stop. Just let him tell the story.
I was
and
gonna say
then
I
you can
didn't
argue
happen
with
to
him.
be in the hotel that Laura
Oh
was
my
staying
God.
at.
You were at the
Last
meeting?
Not the meeting, no.
Okay. Now I'm talking about the meeting. It's a very exclusive meeting.
Very exclusive meeting.
I would have seen you if you were there, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
They had a big meeting after the first event. Laura and a couple other Europeans and Danny Spiegel and Ariel Lowen like stormed out of the meeting. Or no, Ariel Lowen didn't, and Danny Spiegel didn't, but a couple Europeans did. They stormed out of the meeting, and then other athletes stayed in there like 20 more minutes. They were just talking, and then Laura and Gabby was one of the ones that stormed out, but like Gabby wanted to compete and Laura obviously did not. And then her and Kristoff left the next day, left the games, and Gabby was with them. Like they're all a group.
That's their team.
They
That's
came
their
to the
crew.
games together, and they just left her, abandoned her. And I mean, I don't know the details with Gabby and Kristoff, but like then they were no longer a thing. Gabby kind of goes on a warpath, does the best she's ever done. You know what I mean? And everybody liked Gabby, and I put people off on Laura. Like, regardless if you say rightfully so or not, I don't think rightfully so yet. But then Ben Smith did stick around. Ben Smith was Gabby's coach. Like, but regardless of that, and then Laura doesn't talk to anybody. Then she like excludes herself from or isolates herself from everybody.
Yeah.
Except Kristoff. And like multiple games athletes, like I've asked about Laura, and they were like, Laura really doesn't talk to anybody except for her brother.
Did she before?
Yes.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
interesting.
she likes to keep to herself, but she's, like good job, girl, or you know what I mean? Whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's still cordial
Sure.
responses to people. And then it's just like, I'm better than everybody. I'd F y'all. Yeah. For whatever reason, but like she's kept that with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I
It
don't know
seems
if
so,
I
for
don't know
sure.
if she's like that at Wadapalooza. I don't. But
We'll find out.
dude, like she just seems like a very and I don't know Laura at all. I don't have a relationship with her at all. She just seems like a very unlikable person.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's hard because I feel like I can understand the sentiment of I'm better than everybody, but I could also see just not being that. I could also just, especially with kind of like what we were talking about earlier, just like the idea of like, I don't like how this is all going, but like, I kind of like have to do this because this is what, like how I make money in this current state.
Well, and so this is, if you didn't like it, you wouldn't do it.
It's fair, but I mean,
but you look at like Ariel Lowen. Ariel Lowen stopped doing the games too, and then she still did other competitions. She's still real happy with everybody. Like
yeah,
she felt the same way, but
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
chose to
handle
be
with
a
it.
different way about it. You know what I mean? And like all the better. Like it's fine. You do you at the games. I don't think Jeff gets crap for the games, right? Like it's all the other stuff. It's just how you come off as a person. And not that I'm the best judge of character, but that's why I think people like don't like Laura now. Like it's a complete switch of, oh, she's so BA. She doesn't care what anybody thinks to she's a dick. You know what I mean? She doesn't care what anybody thinks. Like to a fault where like she don't listen to nobody. Like that's how the dynamic has changed. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just hard when like it's all like, she hasn't said anything, so like it's all just kind of like what we're assuming to be like how she's feeling regarding the situation, like how she's projecting that.
You guys will never see eye to eye on this conversation. I already know.
I think we're seeing eye to eye.
We are, yeah. It's just
I don't think we're disagreeing.
Yeah, I'm hesitant to like be like, yes, she
judgment.
hates everybody, and like, I think she just doesn't like CrossFit as a system. Like, I don't think it's maybe has to do with the athletes, but because I mean, she's done competitions too, like with Rogue and with Wadapalooza, but like, yeah, I don't think if I had to guess, I don't think she's having a great time.
Sarah, you could say both things for sure. I'm just saying the sentiment was one without the other, and now the sentiment is the other without that. Does that make sense? Especially like, well, people are rooting against you. You still BA, right? Everybody expected Laura to dominate Wadapalooza, but people are rooting against you now. And then when you lose, everybody's happy that you lost. And that's not a great. If I was an athlete, I wouldn't want to be in that spot.
Sure.
To me,
that's a hard spot to be in.
CrossFit.
What'd you say, Nelson?
I said, to me, she's the Kyrie Irving of CrossFit.
I don't know. Basketball.
Maybe when he was going through his little like thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, he's turned a corner with his relationship with the media.
He has.
So
he has, yeah. When he
I
was
knew what Sarah meant. By the way.
Oh. All right, Sarah. Well,
she means the words.
That was good. I like this. This was the reference I was about to make. It's Jimmy Butler.
I don't know though. Because Jimmy Butler is not to himself.
That's fair. That's very true. All right.
When Kyrie was lighting sages in the locker room, that's who she is right now.
Still dropping 50.
Yeah, but nobody likes you.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair. All right. Closing thoughts on the weekend.
Accurate.
I mean, I really enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed the workouts. I think kind of like what John said, I think the production left a little bit to be desired. Like I as somebody who like, I like to say that I'm pretty in with the sport and what's going on and like, and just like CrossFit itself. If I'm like left really confused on like what heat's going, who's in what heat, why this, like, like just like stuff like that. Like someone who like, I mean, obviously someone who's not into CrossFit is not just going to stream water.
If you're lost, everybody's lost.
Right.
Yeah,
so like,
for sure.
I think that doesn't necessarily help. But
Nelson's too nice, CJ.
He is too nice.
We need to make Nelson meaner.
But no, I mean, I thought
I'm mean to him to try and make him meaner. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I just bounced back with kindness.
It left a little to be desired.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I've seen worse for sure.
Have you? So hold on.
Well,
at this kind of a level?
I mean,
at this level?
Not with the elite athletes.
I mean, I remember the first time Wadapalooza streamed behind the fucking paywall of
Flowcast?
No.
Or I know exactly.
No, dude, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's Flow something.
Dude. I can't think of it either, but I know.
I swear it's Flow something.
CrossFit for sure. CrossFit fucking knows everything. Flow Elite. There it is.
Come on, there we go. Yeah.
So I remember paying for that, and
I didn't pay for it.
yeah,
didn't pay
well,
for it.
and so you at least it like didn't glitch, like you just had it, right? Like it was there, but
Yeah.
it was just such a regression, right? And again, at a time where like we need hits. We can't fucking keep busting or
Yeah.
getting misses, right? We can't
Very
like
true.
we can't keep busting on blackjack. Like we got to get some fucking blackjacks. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
just got to get some. We got to string a couple together.
But that's
And
the
we got
thing,
to
though,
get
is
some
like
momentum
that's
moving in the
nothing
other
to do with
direction.
the event or like with the
Yeah,
athletes.
but then hire
races was
people who know how to count cards.
Yes.
Mm.
Or just hire somebody that knows, like, I mean, I don't want to say that people don't know what they're doing, but like,
Count
it's just
cards.
like a repetitive pattern of
Yeah.
like,
Well, I mean, again, this wasn't a cross, and so this is also the other thing. This was not a CrossFit decision. This was a Wadapalooza decision,
yeah,
right? Which, most people are usually very pro everything about Wadapalooza except being there and it being crowded. That's the only complaint that anyone really ever had, right? And in general, and the weather, right? But that's Miami. That's what you get. So, and I think that's like what people need to understand or try to at least digest is that like it's not a CrossFit decision. HQ is trying to do some general things, right? Hire new media, putting out better content, right? It seems like it's consistent, and so we'll wait till the open. But just in general, the world, like the CrossFit ecosystem needs some wins. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah.
Are we counting this as a win? Like in
The individual competition, huge fucking win.
Yeah.
Huge fucking win across the board from entertainment, new names, the future, whatever it was, right? Drama, all those things, a win.
I think
Broadcast,
SoCal
no.
was a win.
Yeah, I
SoCal
think-
was a win.
I thought
yeah.
SoCal was good.
Yeah, that was a good start. That was a good push for hopefully what is like this exhibition team thing. I think that's a really good play to go. So, just the broadcast, but that's what everyone sees, right? You just read the chat and there's 6,000 people
Well,
watching.
I'm just let y'all know. I want everybody to tune in for NorCal, and I'm gonna show you how we do it.
Oh, how broadcast does it? Yeah.
Because
I was gonna say, John, you're not doing crescendo, are you?
I don't think so. No. Like covering it or doing it.
Well, either.
I mean, I'll be honest. I don't know if I'm fit enough to do it right now.
No, I was gonna say, I meant like I thought you meant covering like on like split or here or like.
Oh, we won't do crescendo, but we'll do crucible.
Okay. Well, I'm doing crescendo, so I'll hopefully try and make crucible.
Yeah, crucible would be. Yeah, no, that would be fun.
Your dad cracks me up. Just
What?
like off on a whole nother tangent. It's like,
he just wants heavy cleans.
I know.
Open. He's gonna bring back heavy cleans.
Larry, come back in the morning. We'll talk about it. We'll start to do some predicting on it.
Yeah, I just think we're gonna do NorCal for literally like a tenth of the price that they paid for that production. And when you see what we do, just know that that's out there for a tenth of the price.
I'm so interested. I mean, I know you guys
the
like
shot.
all do it for free in general. Like I understand all of that, but Savon's got to make money in some capacity at some point. I'm just so interested how that even looks. You don't have to, obviously it's not
we
something we have to
make money
discuss.
because we make money for people.
Yeah.
We don't wait for them to get money to give to us.
Hmm.
We make money
Interesting
for
statement.
them, and then it comes back to us in some way.
That's an interesting statement.
And I mean, I'm saying that completely without knowing anything, but it all works.
Offshore bank accounts.
It all works. I'm saying, I don't know what Sevon's got. I don't know what Hiller's got, but I know what they give me.
Sure.
And it works.
It sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Grant.
I said that at the exact same time. That's crazy. My goodness.
Cool. All right.
By the way, Grant, Travis owes me $110. So I want you to start bothering him.
I don't think that's how that works.
I've transluted my debt. Actually, yeah, you bother him, and then when you get that, you need to pay me $100.
This was great.
What's bad is that's exactly what's going to happen, man.
Oh, for sure. Who fucking cares? Right? I mean, anyways, all right, cool. Well, hey, thanks guys. That was good. Sorry for the John debacle, dickhead.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. It's okay.
It was really fun when it was.
It was funny. It was funny. I was really
It a
nervous for a
DA
minute.
move.
There we go, Nelson.
I was super nervous. I was like, fuck. I was like, what's happening? Anyways.
I
all right.
I do feel bad that you stopped your stuff.
It's okay.
Feel like I canceled my credit cards. Like
No,
I had to go
no.
through that.
Well, the
whole
problem
ordeal.
is like I have, like you just have like all of the autofill shit on your computer, right? So like if I ever did get hacked, like it would not be good. Like if the
Just
computer
breaking his
ever,
laptop over
Huh?
this.
well, I mean, you just get off the internet, but like if like I ever didn't notice, dude, it's all autofilled, right? So, but if you lock it, like mainly I lock my crypto account. I was like, there's just
Somebody's coming in.
it's way too
Oh,
much. There's just too much
mean,
cash.
yeah.
Like if that was ever infiltrated, that would be a bad day.
He's
like that
lying.
would.
There's $760 of Bitcoin. That's it.
I mean, I said there was cat. That's a
I've
very
seen
subjective
it when I
statement.
got in there. I'm actually like this crazy hacker, and I just pose as I don't know what I'm doing.
So, anyways, yep. All right, on the out. Later, guys. Thank you much. See y'all tomorrow morning.